welcome back to No BS News with Steve. As always, I'm your host. Thanks again for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Just a quick update. As you know, my channel name used to be Correctional Officer Stories. I've changed it to No BS News. It gives me a wider range of topics to speak about and just, I think, an overall better platform. I will continue to speak about corrections news, but not being in that field anymore makes it harder to keep up with ongoing policy changes and things that are actively going on in the prison. But I still will continue to bring the news. We still are the Goon Squad here, but I'm just going to cover more things as I have been with stimulus, and I'll talk about any type of news you guys want to hear or anything that I think is interesting. So stay tuned. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I got a message yesterday from a subscriber saying that he received his check yesterday in the mail, $600 stimulus check. So as you know, they are reissuing payments for closed bank accounts. I think his said it was to be mailed out February 2nd, and he received it yesterday. However, he can't cash it until February 2nd. So I don't know if the IRS has already sent these payments out, and basically they're telling you they're post dated for February 5th, kind of like they did with the direct deposits. They direct deposited them like on December 30th, but they weren't made available to most people until January 4th. That may be what they're doing to the second stimulus check. So pay attention to your mail, because you probably will be getting a stimulus check in the mail soon, if you had a closed bank account or if you're still waiting on your stimulus check, right? Anyway, in other news here, obviously everybody knows that President Biden has issued an executive order to suspend oil and gas leasing on federal land. It's pretty big, right? People familiar with the matter say in what is widely seen as a first step toward fulfilling Mr. Biden's campaign pledge to stop drilling on federal land and offshore. Drilling on federal land accounts for roughly 9% of U.S. onshore production. It also creates millions of jobs for people. Mr. Biden also revoked the permit for the Keystone XL pipeline from Canada and moved to stop oil companies from drilling in Alaska's Arctic National Wild Refuge. They hadn't started that yet. It says no drilling has yet begun there, but Trump administration had auctioned leases in the refuge earlier this month. Excuse me. Mr. Biden has said climate change is one of the biggest crises in the country, and he's pushing to transition away from the oil industry through gasoline-burned cars and trucks. Oil in recent years has become the country's top source of greenhouse gas emissions that warm the planet, according to an Environmental Protection Agency data. So Biden is just basically following a lot of the things that Barack Obama did, if you're paying attention. It's almost like he's echoing in the footsteps of Obama. So I don't know. The temporary halt on new oil and gas leases is critical, said Natalie Mebane, Associate Director of Policy at 350.org. Good site. Go check that out. An advocacy group that wants to limit oil production. She called the orders an important step to protecting our communities, lands, and waters, halting the stop on oil production. They've already laid off thousands of workers, and it happened effective immediately. Now, the oil companies are going to fight this with lawsuits. However, I don't think they're going to win. It's crazy. But Biden has talked about this for a long time. If you've been paying attention, Barack Obama did the same thing. Obviously, Trump, when he was in the House, he went totally against what politics was about, as you've seen, and did his complete own thing. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. In third stimulus news, I know again that Chuck Schumer has already said they will push the bill forward with or without the Senate Republicans. They're going to give him this week to get it figured out, and if not, they're going to move forward. Biden is on that same plan. He's saying we're doing it. We're not going to not send out stimulus money and create this new $1.9 trillion package or something similar to it. So stay tuned for that. I know that the IRS's systems were down all weekend for updates, so I'm assuming maybe Biden's executive order to get their shit squared away is what led maybe to the reissue of checks, second stimulus checks for millions of Americans that just didn't get them because of bank account issues. So it's going to be interesting coming up in the next few months to see the Biden administration, the suspension on federal and oil and gas leasing companies. He's just doing all kinds of craziness. I know a lot of my followers don't like Biden, or they didn't like Trump, or what have you, but either way, we're dealing with it. The government is just, there's a lot of craziness that obviously goes on in the government. There's a lot of just absolute nonsense. But when you've got millions upon millions of dollars, you seem to have the leg up in the United States, anywhere really. Go check out the Comey Project with the ex FBI director. It's on Showtime. Go check that out. Let me know what you think about that. Pretty crazy. He pretty much documented everything. He met with Trump often, and he pretty much documented, whether it was by recording or in writing, everything Trump said, whether it was directed towards him, towards things he wanted to do, towards things that he did do. And it was oftentimes just one-on-one conversations with Trump, and Comey always thought that was weird. So go check it out. But if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a like, drop a share. Don't be skipping the ads either, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm kidding. I seen somebody else say that the other day, so I thought I'd toss that in there. And then just stay tuned, because I'm going to be bringing all kinds of different content. With that, I think I'm going to be signing off. Have a great week. I'll continue to bring content. Let me know if you did receive your second stimulus check already in the mail, and it was slated to go out like February 2nd. Some say February 3rd. Some say February 5th. So drop a comment and let me know if you've already received it. Definitely appreciate it. I know this was a short video. Peace.